There we go. Sorry about that. Welcome everybody to the Onward Mod Community 1.7 Scrim event. So today we are going to see the Newbies take on the Geezers, and as you can see over on the right hand side, I have now managed to integrate the kill feed directly into the game now. So for now, anonymized with just player A and player B, but from that you should be able to see the range that the kills are making at the moment. You should see some things such as headshots there and how people are going down. So should be quite fun to keep an eye on that and see how that one progresses as we go on. So getting excited now to bring this game. We are currently in a 6v5, 6 players on the Geezers team. So we are going to see Traden, Dead Poopies, Object, Soju, Evolution, and Izzy. Or Lizzie or Bart, if you will remember them. Over on the Newbies side, we are going to see 35, Short Undead, Sri Lankan, Jason, and Rat. So I think we are currently waiting for one more player to jump in, and then the game will start. So apologies for anything today. It is incredibly warm here in the UK, and it's not nice. I'm not going to lie. So still waiting on that 6th person, I believe. I just want to say hello to everyone who has joined in at the start of this event. Should be quite a fun one, really. See how teams that are more accustomed to the 2.0 environment to now adjust to the 1.7. Going back, quite a few of these players, or most of them, have actually been involved since pre 1.7, so it shouldn't be too much really of a change. But certain players like Dead Poopies potentially not really didn't actually come from the 1.7 era, and also has only just recently started playing 1.7 games, so maybe there should be some changes there. But it does look like the round timer is going in. Excuse me. So we will go in ourselves to bring you round number 1, map number 1. Should be an exciting game here.
We didn't get it. Not worth it. Yeah, that's for this shit now, guys. Come on. Nothing. Everybody's fucking.
Excuse the camera there. I'm going to turn down. We could turn comms down.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're called the Geezers. I guess Deadpool is going and.
Starting out, we are going to have the lower HQ objective, lower dumpster objective, should I say? And Short Undead going to be the one to take. Get the first, get taken down first. Dead Poopies with a nice long range down there. Is only down, but not going to be able to actually get revived, as that would be insanity. Not going to be somewhere you're going to be able to kind of get around there. Blanken has taken mid hotel, is now, we'll put lasers on. We will be able to see how people are scanning around. Sri Lankan staying tucked in, gonna have to not move until the Geezers do make their way down through the North Hills. Come around by from lower red truck, as we can see them moving around there. Dead Poopy's going to make the first one to make a dash. Sri Lankan not watching for that, so not going to take them down. Has again opted to stay really tucked in there, not really get an angle of sight, and just possibly wait until Geezers do start coming around, and then maybe he will kind of make his mark. Dead Poopy's here coming around on lower HQ. As we can see, has got that 12x. So just trying to scan and see what they can potentially see, but I don't think there's going to be a lot there. Sri Lankan is staying tucked in, and then obviously not going to be able to see anyone. Who is it? The dumpster building. So Jason, very much so, going to stay alive. Traden does get the confirm there onto Short Undead. So Newbies all down to 4 versus Geezers 6 in the moment. I say we are waiting for one more to come in for the Newbie side. Sri Lankan starts firing at somebody over there in the northeastern hills. Northeast? No, southeast hills. Lizzie, though, it's been a long time, I imagine, for you. Has opened things up for the Geezers side as well on that on the friendly fire front. Blanken does spot Soju there, moving around near the bungalow. Evolution not quick enough there to get the refrag. Is trying to see if he can get a line of sight, but Sri Lankan does push himself back in. Staying tucked in now. Like I say, he was biding his time to be able to just let the Geezers feel like they are comfortable, and then move around and try and catch somebody off guard. And unfortunately for Soju, it was going to be him. Evolution not going to be able to do a lot now. Has got to push down on that hill as well. Maybe with the bit of teamwork, they will be able to draw Sri Lankan out and then make their way back over. But Jason does manage to spot object. Does seem like in the South Hills there. He's in a pretty powerful position really on the objective, just holding out here in the basement. As we know, you can fly in here and get a quick sneak cap. Not something you probably see a lot going on in 2.0 nowadays, unless it's kind of the older players. But yeah, got to be watching for that. Was something that we always had to kind of pay attention to, and Jason knows that all too well. He's not going to have an approach there. It is going to come down to this kind of northwestern approach. Dead Poopy's going to be the first one to try take on Sri Lankan. Is Sri Lankan going to be able to take him down? And he does. But quickly, Lizzie does get the refrag there to take Sri Lankan down. Mid-hotel now completely open. Is Evolution and Izzy against 3 members of the Newbies. Mid-hotel is going to be available to be able to be taken. 35 in a powerful position to be able to stop any crosses from Mid-hotel making their way here. Evolution's got to try and find a way of pushing in, maybe with a little bit of pre-fire from Izzy, should I say. 35 will duck down, and then Evolution will be available to be able to kind of get the quick kill here. Jason moving around very nicely. Is watching around, but unfortunately, as I do call that, Izzy does catch him. So now the objective, very much so wide open, but Evolution and 35 going to have a little bit of argy-bargy there. And unfortunately for Evolution, wasn't able to get those shots there. So it does come down to Izzy, who needs to be able to get the shots here onto 35. 35 firing at them. Sound like they may have connected a couple bullets. Very nice pre-fire there. Got to tuck down. You should be able to just about hopefully hear the comms from either side. I'll turn those up just a little bit. I think that is the... I'll have to do it after I'm out of this, but that is one thing I do like about 1.7. When you're in these final moments, you can actually turn on the team chat a little bit and listen out for what's coming on. 35 knows that the objective is really exposed. That smoke doing a lot of work. Question is he going to see them, or is 35 going to see her? Izzy is the one who was able to get a quick kill now. We are down to... Oh, I completely forgot. There is still one more person. Raf is actually AFK. So this is going to be a cap, but unfortunately he must have had to dip out or something. So Geezers will be able to open things up and get a quick cap here, and 2-0 up. Question is, will Raf be back? So Kitesurf has jumped in now. It does seem to help out with for the newbie side, as Raf has dropped. So a little bit not really kind of newbies at the moment. I guess really 3 newbies and 2 reservists. Nevertheless, still beside, and it's a little bit more. I think when you actually define it as a comp lobby, as a scrim versus a comp lobby, I think you play a little bit differently, you know. So this should be quite fun, really, but I don't think there's going to be anything too crazy potentially popping off. But we have now seen Mr. Shrimp jump in, so this is going to be a 6v6 now. So something that none of us have probably seen, really, like an actual scrimmer game. I know that I've been casting some random comp lobbies and stuff, and people are being involved in them. But now we are going to see how the kind of competitive side does actually take place and come into the 6v6, or the more players on the side. So it should be fun, and this is exactly what the mod community want to bring. So looking forward to the next few games. Geezers with their 2 points. The question is going to be, can Newbies bring it back now and show them, you know, they're the more seasoned players. They play each weekend on 2.0 and BRML, so they should be able to bring this back. And Geezers have a better work cut out for them, but the countdown has gone, so we will go into round number 2 now for map number 1. Geezers on the defense, with Newbies now on the offensive to try and get a cap back on the road. Sorry about that. Try and find the right cameras.
I'm scared, I'm scared.
No, we hold this shit down. We hold this shit down.
As I said, the difference here in 1.7 is you will be able to hear the team chat as people are going in. You can also talk intent. I think people do hear that. Sri Lankan trying to keep an eye out for anyone trying to make their way over onto the East Hills, but Evolution going to be the first one to get a kill. 35 gone down now in the right and spawn, actually. So very nice play there by Evolution to be able to make it up to this north center bungalow. Very powerful position for this map.
I'm with you.
Evolution does miss his shots, realizes he missed the shots, and the pre-fire, or well, the return fire does come in. We can see here, Jason has got a nice line of sight, watching for this, so Short Undead can make his way through. Evolution now not going to be able to kind of watch for this, but Short Undead does stop, see if he can see anyone himself. I think Evolution has left the building, decided to go on the outside and see if he can get this closer, this tighter angle in order to stop the Newbies from progressing their way down on the northwest.
Shit, do we have OBJ basement cover from outside? Yeah, they can't move around on this side. Yeah.
Dead Poopies does open, oh well, finds another kill. Oh, their first kill, should I say, to take Jason down. Moving his way down on that northwest. Very powerful position mid-hotel is, but you've got to remember you are very exposed over from any of the high ground areas, so like that north, or the north hotel itself. Your head is always going to be there, or anyone who's in the HQ buildings, or even the, as I'm saying it, Sean did, you know, from lower red truck, you just got that height, so you can just, you know, pop a few shots, and more than likely, you will take them down, so mid-hotel, the rooftop now exposed. Evolution's got to do a little bit of work here in order to stop the Newbies from progressing any further. He is the last line of defense for this northwest side. Looks like the camera's decided to kick me out there, and Mr. Shrimp narrowly avoids getting taken down there. Does recognize that the flank is here and coming in. Object there does manage to take one down. Sri Lankan puts a stop to the flank, and now going to try and progress all the way through to the South Hills. Does look like the Marsot Towers are relatively exposed. Object keeping an eye on things. Not going to really see anyone. Newbies are down to 2 versus Geezers 4. Sri Lankan nicely takes down the Evolution there in the North Center Bungalow, which does open that up. Something that we could have used a little bit earlier, but it doesn't really matter, as now that has happened, the push can come in roughly from the west. Lankan going to need a little bit of teamwork there, but Soju watching into the windows there does take him down. Newbies down to their last player now. Short Undead got a lot of work to make his way now over onto that west street and then push all the way down to the objective. Not something you want to be in really this early, well, this late in the game really, with no support.
Red truck, they didn't get me at all. They're fucking bad.
Oh, lower red.
I was so too fast.
They're lower, right? Lower,
So, yeah.
lower. Alright, I'm gonna rotate. Can we get the DBNO guy?
Short Undead got a massive uphill battle here really.
Lower red truck.
2 members of Geezers over on mid-hotel.
Little room facing heli, lower red truck.
Evolution only down, so we'll be getting call-outs there. And it does look like that the revive is on its way now. Object made his way across. Short Undead wasn't going to be able to kind of cover all that. As we heard, their object did run past Evo. Gotta get that revive in. Don't want to get the down.
Flash out.
Say it's such a tough battle here. That smoke not going to be helping either, but Geezers do flank around to take down Short Undead, so 3 points up to Newbies nothing. This is not looking good for them right now.
as fuck. That's nothing.
It's warm. I'm not gonna lie, it is red hot here today. And it is not nice. Raph now back in the game. Does look like now Newbies on 7. Yeah, as soon as it's 3-0, they want to keep Raph in order to potentially have a little bit of an advantage for this Volk defense. But let's have a quick look here. So these are the most recent kills. Let's have a look what we had. So G36C, so that's going to be the last kill. Top one is going to be the last kill. Sorry, I only very quickly shut this in. And I don't think I put a sort order in. So there isn't. So yeah, so G36C, 107 meters. Let's have a look. We've got 150 meters there. There are various things that I can actually do from my end. Well, this to bring some further stats. So, but let me see if anyone can hear us. Let's have a look. Test 1, test 2. Test 1, test 2. This is a 7v6, yep, so it knows we can talk in the lobby there. I'll work on some more stats as we get further into the scrim, but the Geezers up 3 to Newbies nothing. They gotta be feeling good right now. This is, like I say, it's only a scrim, and it's 1.7! It's been so long since we've, or some of these people, and myself included, played this version of the game. It's really nice to be able to see exactly how things were before the 1.8 travesty. Trading going to be the first one to get a nice kill there. Sorry, I was looking for a photo up there, but just look forward with the. We'll get it when we go back in. Well, unfortunately, one day. So Raph, though, gonna get a kill of his own. Has pushed his way onto that into that north center bungalow as we were talking, where we saw Evo in the last round, and gets a kill of his own. Soju, though, he's gonna try and find someone on the doors and takes down Mr. Shrimp. Newbies have got one player down with one player unavailable for the revive. Sri Lankan tucked away, I think, in lower HQ. I can never remember what you used to call it. What did we used to call that building? Lower HQ? Upper HQ? Who knows? Mum. Nevertheless, it's a little bit quiet on the western front. It's always tough when it comes to downfall, where you've got to start spending your time just looking around and seeing who you can see.
I'm saying I bet. I'm not saying there is. You're probably right. Should I just say fuck it and run to lower?
I'll just turn down the sounds just in case they're a little bit louder than me. We'll loop back, but we'll see.
Oh god.
So yeah, we can hear their comms as they make their way down to lower retro. Sri Lankan, though, not having any of it, does take down one member. Raph also finding a kill of his own. Mr. Shrimp now does bleed out, and Raph managed to confirm Izzy. So Newbies now up to now got 4 up against Geezer's 3.5. Oh, how the tables have turned. Soju does recognize that he needs to take down center bungalow. That position is not to be trifled with. Not an easy one to be able to get in there and take him out. Raph's going to be pretty much secure there. So the question does come down to, do you just ignore him, leave him there, and, you know, maybe put a little bit of suppression on when you need to make the cross, or do you try and get a better angle? It does seem like the Newbies are going, Geezers should I say, are going to opt to ignore that angle and continue trying to assault down here on the HQ building. Not an easy one to do.
He's in the double windows of that middle bungalow. Yeah, me too.
Evolution there, now got the knowledge of what he needs to do. Sri Lankan. Got two members of Geezers now trying to attack him. Going to need the support here of 35 in a prime position to be able to make sure nothing can get past him and make the way down. But you do have this dip, so this is what Sri Lankan should be watching for.
How many people are left?
3 of us. 1 down.
It's always a tough one. Revive has come out now. So, Braden back in the game. Geezers now on 4. Newbies on their 4. Gunshots coming out, but not going to actually connect there. Sri Lankan's just going to wait here and see. Oh, a little bit too far. Just got to wait here and bait out, really, Evolution. We missed it. Soju does get Wrath there in the center bungalow. Very nicely done. Opens things up quite nicely now for the Geezers. 1 minute 40 on the clock. It's not really gonna. Oh. Unfortunate for Evolution, he just wasn't expecting Sri Lankan to be sat there, but Traden does get the refrag. So Geezers, another 1-for-1 trade there. I did make a mistake. It seemed like Newbies did have 5 players, so Geezers have killed 2 there and made this into a 3v3, but Short Undead sitting on the Heli Bungalow building. Not going to allow anyone to get past. Dead Poopy is going to be the next one to fall foul of the Newbies. Sorry, Dead Poopy's Newbies. So Soju, strong player at the moment. He took down Rap in center bungalow. Got to push around on his own, but I don't know if he's got the knowledge here that Short Undead is going to be sat around on this corner and waiting for him to push around. But I guess it doesn't really matter as 35 in a great position. As I said, we want to be able to keep an eye on things there. And it shows just why that is a powerful position. So Newbie's going to get a point. We will go back into the match stats and then we'll see. So there it was, the AK-12, 56 meters. Just before that we had 161 meters. That's quite a decent shot length actually. So yeah, that's pretty. Who was the one who went? That will be who got killed. We can have a look on the just before and have a look at that one. But very nice. I think anything over, I would say over 150 is quite a long range shot. Someone correct me there if I'm wrong. Please correct me. I want to see. Oh, there we go. I want to see what other shots we can get. We are on downfall. We need. I can bring, like, say, I will bring up some more stats, and we'll get the actual longest range shots. And I want to like bring up who's on kill streaks or longest kill streaks and various other things. So hopefully we'll be able to get them done as we go through this cast. But for now, round number 4. Yes, 4. Round number 4. Round number 4 coming at you as Geezers on the defense now, looking to close this out. Newbies going to attack on their hands. They do have 7 players. So, oh, let's see if we can find a good position to be able to find them. I can't remember what angles I set up anyway. There we go. Sri Lankan open things up. Does take down Dead Poopies. And that's very nice for the Newbies now. Users with their 5 players have got to try and defend, but against 7 people. Now, I just couldn't fathom exactly how much work that would be. You know, when you're sitting there killing those, counting those kills, should I say. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's crazy. Like, you've got to be completely on the ball, really, to be able to keep an eye on that kill count object. In probably the best position to be able to defend the objective here from this attack. Going to be the one to see the most of the Newbies, but as I do call it, Short Undead does get a really nice angle there from up a dumpster. It takes him out of the game, so Mid Hotel more or less open at the moment. We do have another member of Geezers kind of covering lower dumpster, but it's going to be a bit of a tough one here. Evolution all alone in the second floor there, and Mr. Shrimp does probably know that he's here, I think. Oh! If he didn't, he does now. Kaiser going to be the next one to fall foul of him. Nice double kill there by Evolution to take down 2 members of Newbies. And it comes down to Short Undead. He's got to try and avoid now. Oh, just that. Trying to avoid now getting taken down. What looked like a very promising Newbies attack here on the south. It's very quickly turned into a very great defense by the Geezers in order to put a stop to it. But Short Undead waits out Evo. This 35 does come around the corner here to provide a little bit more support, but not going to need it. So now the I'm trying to think where I am. No, south. It's always south. Silly. South Hills. Sorry, brain fart. It is really warm. So yeah, so here on the southwest, the push is exposed. All out there by Traden. And they are coming through the valley, so members of Geezers just need to lock this down.
As long as we've got the north side or the west side of east side of middle hotel covered, we're fine.
Yeah, I've got that pretty well, I think.
That is one thing I do really enjoy with this. Being able to hear them voices. I know I've already said it, but I'm going to talk about it again. It's so nice to be able to just hear the planning and everything that does go on in this game. I can't believe they actually did remove that into 2.0, but not going to affect us as we do have this at the moment and can play for now. So, whilst we can, let's get some games in and bring them here to you. 2 minutes 45 now remaining on the clock. Izzy, Soju, and Traden left alive. Gotta hold down, make sure nobody from the Newbies can make their way to the center hotel. But for the most part, it is pretty exposed here. Couple good smokes, and we could see a Newbies cat. Oh, Soju does spot movement there. Takes down Raph. Well, I think he was somewhere in the north. There is still quite a few members, though, of the Newbies up. I think we're looking at still about 5. So, like I say, that kill count, especially when, 2 minutes remaining, it's got to get a little bit draining. More members of the Newbies going to assault the objective soon. Traden's really going to hold his nerve here if he's going to be able to stop anything from coming in. Flash does go out, not going to connect. Jason and Soju, though, going to have a trade. So Geezers are now down to 2. And Sri Lankan is able to push in from the east side of the objective.
One's crawling up. I don't saw him.
35 is going to be the one to take down Traden as he moves around there. Or I think just chilling there in the dark room. So the objective is pretty exposed now. Izzy's got to make their way back in. Are they going to be able to see 35? They do, so save the objective for now from the camp, but that gives Newbies the knowledge that the objective's open. Nice double kill there by Izzy, just when you needed it. Does take down Sri Lankan. I moved out of the way, sorry. I don't know why. And Izzy narrowly avoids getting taken down there, so now the final member of the Newbies, his position is known. Izzy's just got to hold down, but you can see they haven't got the kill count. Nice flash there is going to connect, so Izzy's now going to just hunker down and make sure they don't get killed. Again, does know exactly where that final member is. 30 seconds on the clock. Newbies have got to get this kill if they want to take this or want to carry on into this map. Been a great push up to now. Got to be able to capitalize and close out and finish things off to go into their defense round and potentially get to a deciding game. She's coming out. 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Newbies taking this down to the nail biter, but Izzy's going to see Short Undead there as they're moving around and will take him down. So Newbies going to, Geezers should I say, are going to open things up with a 4-1 on the first map. But Newbies certainly going to be looking to get their own back on the next map potentially. there it is. Nothing too crazy really there in that map. Last 10 kills, that is. Yeah, as we can see, it actually tells you a little bit of a story, I guess. I mean, we saw it, but a lot of it is the kind of close quarters kills there. 20 meters, 31 meters, a bit of a long range 196. That might have been 35 onto trading, but otherwise, really close kills. And a lot of AK-5Cs, MK18, 16 is it? Or AK-12. So they're pretty much meta loadouts when it did come to 1.7. As you should be able to see, we are into Subway now. I do enjoy this map. Not a lot changed really for 1.7. Well, from 1.7 should I say into 2.0. Fairly standard. We still have the downstairs. That was a bit of a later edition. Well, earlier edition should I say. So countdown is gone. So we are going to bring you map number 2, Newbies. On the should be on the home side, which they are. There it is. Let us. I think we are on the basement objective. It's alright. We can turn some team chats up and hear what people are saying.
I was about to get rifleman before anyone else did.
When everyone's talking at once, it does get a little bit hard. So what we'll do, we'll periodically do things. So for now, we'll listen to the comms over on the Newbie set. Oh.
You just fucking team killed that.
Sri Lankan doing Sri Lankan things there. Does team kill a member of the Newbies, but Evolution's going to be the first one to get an actual kill for the Geezers. He's now down to 5 players. Soju also gets a kill of his own, with Jason also going down to dead poopies. Soju in a very off-meta kind of position here, covering the north stairs. I don't see, you forget about some of these positions. Very, very powerful this was back in the day. It's just pretty crazy. There's certain things that people do remember, or do, and we forget. So Mr. Shrimp's going to get a kill of his own for the Newbies and take down the first member of the Geezers, and it's going to be dead poopies. So let us probably trade, and who I think is sitting on the object. You're not going to see a lot right now, so is he going to have a bit of battle in the basement though? Trying to take down, I think it might be Sri Lankan. Oh, Mr. Shrimp. 2 members of Newbies dead there in front of them. Bit of a tough push. Gonna wait it out. Just remember you are on Vault, so you've got the advantage that Malsock have got to push in and try and take you down. So Mr. Shrimp has left the building, gone for the center platform approach. Where is he? All alone now. Going to be able to hold down here on the object, or in the basement, and nobody else is going to come that way, so let us fly up the stairs and see how the approach is going from up here. 35, definitely getting close now. About to be the one to try and take down Trade in very, very common position. Check if trading on in at the last second. 35 now going to swing around. A little bit of pre-fire here, and we could be open for a cap. Does just catch an arm. We see Traden peek around the corner, not able to. And 35 isn't actually able to connect those shots, but a nice flash goes out, so Traden does go down. Objective is pretty much wide open. Is he's going to make their way back in? Mr. Shrimp up top does find himself 2 kills, with Evolution taking down Mr. Shrimp, but 35 all alone on the objective is with Tablet out. So Newbies, as Geezers did in the last map, is going to be able to open things up with a cap. Very, very nice play there by the Newbies on 35, and Shrimp there at the end, just, the defense that was needed in terms of supporting your player. Very nice play by 35 to be able to take down Trade and get the kill. So Oh. 2 points do go to Newbies, as they are the more seasoned team here in the sense that they do kind of play together, but at the end of the day, I guess it's still a mismatch with Kitesurf and Sri Lankan both coming in. And currently, we are in a 7v6. Pretty fun, I guess, you know. Be a good 10v10 though. As we can see, no long range shots going to be made on this. We can see those recent kills. Always nice to keep an eye on and just see any headshots. We did get at least one headshot there. Does look like that was going to be possibly Mr. Shrimp killing someone. So, gameplay screen coming in. Stupidly warm here. And we are on a Newbies defense to take down geezers who are going to try and push in and get a cap themselves. Lots of pre-fire here needed. Gonna hold down to make sure nobody pushed down on the north stairs. No pushes coming out. These vaults do start a little bit back there. Raf does wait his time out for trading to think it's clear. Take him down. Soju, though, gets Sri Lankan on the defense. Geezers have lost 2 already. So they are down to 4 with Newbies having lost 1. We've got 6 players at the moment, or 6 defenders still. Oh, Soju. Ooh. Narrowly avoids getting taken down there by a teammate, but Evolution does get a kill of his own. Raf very quickly, though, on the refrag. 35 gone. Newbies, 4 defenders to take down Geezers. Is it 4? No, I think it'll be 5. Yeah. No, it is 4. We must have lost somebody else somewhere there. So, 4 defenders to 3 attackers in the moment, and Kitesurf
Shrimp, you still in the tunnel?
holding down on the center platform. I'm sure nobody can make the way through. So as we can see that... Oh. Sound lighting things up. I can lighten things. But yeah. Night vision not really helpful. Izzy's looking to open things up with a cap of their own here, but they are all... Oh, I'm out of bounds. Guys, flank around though, and just in time to be able to take down Izzy, who was on the objective for just a little bit too long there. Luckily, people were able to crash back in. So, I'm going to have to try and hopefully find my way out of the being out of bounds. Not sure it won't be too hard. So, quick look on the scores here. Mr. Shrimp with 3 kills. And I didn't say Mr. Raf. I'm sure he'd like that. Raf with 3 kills also for the Newbies side. Dead Poopies with 3. Evolution with 3. And Soju with 2. I do believe we had a couple team kills though. I can't remember what's had, but we've definitely had some team kills. Let's wait for someone to load in. Oh, there we go. Wait for someone to load in, and then I load into them, jump out, and bring you around number 3. Newbies, 3 points to Geezers nothing. It's going to be a very, very quick map. If Geezers do not pull out and all the stops defense here, or Newbies going to try and push through and get a cap, and then go into map number 3. Does look like Soju potentially is going to be the one to hold down. I think that was the only other thing I hated. Be careful where you're jumping around. Dead Poopies covering the north, the south, should I say. South stairs, not going to be able to see anyone there. As nobody is coming. Oh, well, maybe very shortly, or is that basement? There's a little bit of gunfire going on here in the alleyway. Dead Poopies doesn't manage to connect the shots though onto Jason. The Evolution does connect his shots onto Kaiser. And Sri Lanka, nice double kill there for Evolution. When the Geezers in a better position now, 3 to 4. And Poopy's got to sit here and wait for Jason push around. Just checking and not checking the correct corner there, so it does get taken down. Evolution gets another kill. That's 3 kills now on the near the objective. This objective is just insane when it comes down. I mean, especially I can imagine when you've got this many players, like, you know, trying to put a stop to all the attack, especially when you're defending on the actual objective, and that's where you're killing people. Must be a little bit tough to be able to hunker down and get those kills. But Mr. 35, should I say, is going to try and push out from the north. Soju tucked away there in the coke cans is in a pretty much meta spot. I don't know if 35 actually will be expecting him to be sat there and pre-fire that corner. Ooh, 35 spots dead Poopies, but Soju, like I say, is sitting there and waiting for that perfect spot, but Evolution takes him down. So Geezer's had a commanding kind of like, they were going to be able to hold that. And Evolution says, no, I'm doing this on my own. So it's Evolution versus Shrimp battle. Shrimp coming in from the basement, probably in the best position to be able to attack this objective based on where Evolution is. Nope, dip up them stairs, have a look, see what you can see. Maybe you got a little bit of utility, throw it at the objective, and then come around from the other sets of stairs and commence your push. 3 minutes remaining. Shrimp does have a lot of time for this. Final ascent, as it were, is being made. Shrimp in his way up those south stairs. And see Evo moving around. Just going to move around at the right position to be able, or the right angle to be able to see Shrimp and moving up these stairs. If he's not in position, Shrimp will see the movement as he does. And gets the shots. So Newbies are going to in the commanding victory for map number 2, Subway, and we will go into map number 3 very short. I imagine at this point Newbies probably wanting to just finish things off due to the fact it is red hot here in the UK, and Newbies are mostly UK players. Next map is loading in, which is going to be Suburbia. There it is. We've put Suburbia on the board. We'll go into the final map for this evening. I imagine they may play a couple more. I don't know. It's been about an hour. Well, less than that, actually. I mean, about 15 minutes, probably. We were waiting on the 6th member to arrive. Thank you everyone who has been watching. I've seen a consistent number of you kind of chilling and watching and seeing what's going on. It's nice to see people seeing what's going on in 1.7 as we build the community. So if you are looking to get involved and have a PC, you can always reach out and we can get you all set up. So, yeah, gone into this first round for map number 3, Suburbia, and Geezers on the defense with Newbies on the offensive. Lots of pre-fire coming out. This was pre kind of changes to certain things, so pre-fire is really powerful when it comes to this map. Object can open things up, does take down Raph.
Get me up fast!
The revive is apparently available. You're going to be a little bit miffed about that. Evolution, though, does make sure Sri Lankan doesn't get back up, with Dead Poopies making sure Raph goes back down. And 35, getting the refrag there. Evolution able to push up here, lane 4. It's going to be a bit of a tough push. This is on the side of the objective, so
That's me, don't shoot me.
as we can see, the defense there for Geezers are all over on the north side, so for Newbies, should I say. So Geezers have got to push through and assault this defense, but when you've got this many players, it's got to be a tough one, especially for a map this small. Objective is pretty exposed. We do know, though, that the cap can pump in from the opposite side of the objective behind the red car. Braden going to get taken down by 35. This defense from lane 3 over on the north side really holding up well here. Duo between Jason and 35 to put a stop to anything there, but Soju and Izzy are going to get kills of their own. Jason going down on the dynamic duo that was 35 and Jason, and Kitesurf going to move around there on the lane 4 on the north side and get taken down. Evolution on a killing spree at the moment, just not dealing with any of this and wanting to close things out. Does take down 2 or 3 members of Newbies, and the objective now very much so wide open. Short One Dead all alone, can't really see that this push is coming in, hasn't got a great angle or a line of sight, and still hasn't really checked what's going on over on lane 4. So you need to be keeping an eye on your tablet. Maybe he thinks there's still a couple more people to be able to keep an eye on things, but there's not. The cap opportunity is very much so open here. Object moving around, possibly going to get taken down by Short Undead, but he needs to be able to push back in. Soju doesn't get seen, so Short Undead now sees that he is the last person alive, and as he sees the movement to take him down. So Geezers, if we change the name. Changing names. We're going to open things up and get a nice point to start things out with. Newbies got to hold out here. Very nice push there by Geezers. Newbies really got to hunker down if they're going to get a win on this map. I guess it's tough. They are a player up. They are a player up. Sometimes the Mozart win can just put a stop to any. Sorry, I was listening to the chat to what's going on there. Let's see, we'll go on there. Yeah, we will go with the attack today. So, Kitesurf, let's see what you're doing and pushing through, and let's see how you go on this map. It's that free fire that is devastating for this map. She's got a nice line of sight on lane 3 to be able to take down or stop anyone from pushing through. Object and Raph gonna have a bit of a trade there, and also Dead Poopies and Shrimp. Both are only down, so the revives are available here. Evolution close enough to be able to pick both of them up, and most members of Geezers have opted to push through onto lane 2 and hold the objective from this side, with only 1 member of the Geezers actually holding down and making sure nobody's going to go for that cap. This line of sight there by Object. Must have heard a little bit of sound cues to take them down. Kitesurf gonna try and scan the area, but unfortunately not gonna see any movement. So it does come down to Sri Lankan and Short Undead on the playground to be able to attack the objective here. Oh. No one's going to catch the movement there by Evolution, moving back to cover the objective. So now Geezer's got a member on both sides in order to make sure nothing can happen here. Sri Lankan is going to try and go around, but Evolution does spot the movement to take him down. Nice refrag by that there by Evolution. So Newbies now only with 3. 2 as I say that. Poopies gets a kill of their own, Kitesurf's got to really get in the fray here and help them out and hopefully help with this push.
There's no way they're all staying in the house. So one in that house.
I got lane one thing.
We lost one lane one.
Kitesurf's anticipating potentially somebody pushing up those stairs, but it's not going to happen, so... This one dead. All alone here. Trying to hold out and make sure no one can flank around. If he holds this position long enough, though, he might just catch Evolution moving around. Oh. He did spot something. There's the head. But I think the bush and the rock there is just kind of covering his line of sight. Maybe when Evolution crosses through, but this does bode well, though. I mean, if Short Undead can take out the only defender on the objective, the cap opportunity is definitely available. Get behind the red car and throw in the code. And go through to your next defense. Evolution's so honed in at the moment on Kitesurf that he is neglecting the objective. Welcome, Kois. Thank you very much for jumping in. Just seeing you chatting there. Thank you very much for catching the game, and support's always appreciated. So I'm sure Undead does opt to go with my idea and go for the push on the objective. So Traden now going to put a stop to this. Can see through those gaps in the fence there. Going to have a quick chat that it's not a friendly. Oh. Does give away his position, but doesn't really matter. So Short Undead's going to go down. Geezer's going to get another point. And we're going to go into round number 3 very shortly. Quite a few headshots there in that round. At least 3. I can see 4, sorry. Quite nice having that filter, just being able to see what's going on. I'm gonna put some other things in there, you know, nice kill streaks, all the various random little things. It's always fun to see the stats and see what's going on in these games. Does seem like we are potentially going to have a very quick cap or a quick rush here. So Geezer's planning to just push in from the back and get the cap. You definitely can. It all comes down to how the newbies do decide to defend this, but also I think you can get in there a little bit quicker than the defense can. A little bit of pre-fire, just put a stop to it and you're in there and capping. So Soju and Dead Poopies are going to be the ones to test this theory. Oh, the nade just not close enough to take down Dead Poopies, who survives by the skin of his teeth. Does give away the knowledge now that Raph is right there, not able to connect his shots. Raph moving back around to take trade now, doesn't check for Dead Poopies, who takes him down. Soju gets a pick of his own. Mr. Shrimp now pushing in, does get taken down, so Short Undead is the only one on the objective at the moment. Gonna try and defend against this onslaught of geezers. Jason does help out to take down Traden, and 35 here on lane 2 is going to try to take the one down himself. Does get Soju with the object very quickly on the refrag. So Geezer's got 3 versus Newbies 2 very quickly, even though we have like 13 people in this lobby. You just, you know, you see it goes down very quick. No matter what the map is, the number of players and a quick push like that are always going to, it's always going to account for the same thing. Dead Poopies does manage to pick off Jason on the outside of the objective, so Short Undead now the remaining defender for Newbies. Got to try and hold out and see what he can do in order to make sure they don't get the cap. it would be quite tough. I mean, a flash maybe. Oh, there's one. Jet going down. 2v1. Now the free fire is what's going to help here, and it does. So Dead Poopy is able to take down Short Undead to give Geezers the third point. I can't even speak. Third point, map number 3. And now go into their defending round. It's a tough one, I guess. Going over from 2.0 against people who are potentially more versed in 1.7 or a little bit fresher. You know, different kind of movement mechanics and things you got to get used to. Or that we're here. You got to remember. I guess it doesn't really matter at the moment. Let's say, just a little bit of fun. Nothing too crazy again going on with the distance shots here. We have got a recent kill feed, but that was just more so to show you guys exactly what we can do here. So, onto the gameplay window. Raph gets taken down by, takes down Jason. Doesn't apparently want him in this round. Evolution very quickly there. Does manage to get a nice double kill yet again. Very nice game here for Evolution. Really out there, making, doing some work. And Raph decides to finish himself off with a nade in what we call seppuku, I think, or however it's said. So takes himself down, but taking down his almighty leader, Jason. Evolution now pushing around, doesn't spot Sri Lankan there on the white car. Sri Lankan doesn't spot Evolution moving around there. So now he's going to think this is relatively clear. Maybe that flash going to give some knowledge away. Sri Lankan pushing around, does try to take down what he can, but he unfortunately isn't going to be able to connect some shots. Maybe he was blind, but nevertheless, he is going to power through. Get a 4th point for map number 3.
I'm good to keep going, everyone else.
That will be the end of this. It's very warm. I'm going to jump off as well. Thank you all for watching. Very quick cast there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll definitely get you some more coming very short.